since October.
As long as everybody in here believes in what we're doing, that's the only thing that matters.
But I don't think people expected the Suns.
1, 2, 3. We stay together, we fight together.
You gotta go out there and embrace this thing and go after it.
You have to rebuild the energy, rebuild the momentum, rebuild the focus. If you're in the playoffs, you're ready. Point blank.
The defending champions are back.
For the Lakers, a finals berth would further galvanize their greatness and push Kobe closer to ring number 5.
Great move by Kobe Bryant.
Nearly matching the man on whom his fervor was modeled. For Phoenix, a conference championship crown would place long-sought goals within reach. Vindication for a player. Culmination of an era.
Oh, what a shot by Nash.
Validation for a franchise.
We played our way into this spot. Nobody gave this up.
Tonight, it's a true commencement of title dreams. Suns, Lakers, next.
On a hazy 62-degree day of the City of Angels, our continues from Staples Center in downtown L.A. as we close in on Game 1 of the Western Conference Final here on TNT. Capacity crowd better than 19,000. Turning out for the Phoenix Suns, going up against the defending NBA champion, Los Angeles Lakers. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Hall of Famer Doug Collins will be joined momentarily by Craig Sager working the sidelines. Both teams just about ready to go. Let's check out the Taco Bell starting lineup for the Suns. Up front, Amari Stoudemire and Grant Hill. 7-footer Robin Lopez makes his return. He's been out since late March with a back problem at the guards. Jason Richardson and Steve Nash returning from that swollen right eye. For the Lakers, front line of Pau Gasol, who had a terrific playoff run. First 2 rounds, Ron Artest, Andrew Bynum. Bynum's right knee, a major question. And in the backcourt, Derek Fisher and Kobe Bryant. And Kobe's right knee, also a concern, Doug. Sat out most of practice this week. And once again playing through a number of injuries.
Well, you know, Marv, I think it's going to be interesting. Both these teams have had a lot of time off, so they're rested. Which team is going to be sharper to get started? When we talked to Phil Jackson before the game, he mentioned the Celtic game and the Orlando Magic game. We saw where the Celtics went in. They were a little sharper. They had just played. They've been in a tough series. They go in and steal game 1. This series is a little different because both of these teams have been off. So to me, it's going to be interesting who comes out and gets into the rhythm of the game the soonest.
Lakers took 3 of 4 during the regular season by an average margin of victory of 15 points. 3 of those games earlier in the year. And the Lakers have won 9 of the last 12 games over the last 3 years. Phoenix Suns taking out the Blazers in 6 in the first round, swept the Spurs. Lakers defeating the Thunder in a very tough series in 6 games and then swept the injury-hit Utah Jazz in the West semifinal.
You know, it's sort of interesting. Everybody was talking about, you know, you don't want to get the Lakers early in the playoffs. I'm not so sure it wasn't better to get them earlier because they are maybe playing, Marv, their best basketball of the year. They're more focused. I think they see the end and it's close now, and they are really picked up the level of their game. And I think for Phoenix, it's going to be interesting. This is a very confident team coming in here tonight. I think they need to play well. They don't want to be knocked on their heels by this Laker team. They're very confident right now.
Lakers 57-25 in the regular season. Best record in the West, #1 seed. At their best, they won 18-3, 28-6. Had some rough spots toward the end of the year. While the Suns, one of the surprises of the season, 54-28. A 3rd seed, 2nd in the Pacific Division, only 3 games behind the Lakers, and they've ripped through the first 2 rounds. The officiating crew, Scott Foster, Greg Willard, Jason Phillips. The Lakers control the opening tip. Gasol played by Lopez here at the start. Fisher guarded by Nash, Bryant by Hill, and Bryant opens up with a jumper. Still see the swelling under the eye of Steve Nash, although he says he is feeling much better. Stoudemire. And Alvin Gentry telling us earlier, if the Suns are to succeed, mid-range jumper.
Yeah, early this year, he has tried to force things inside against that big Laker front line. In the 4 games, Mark, 1 assist and 8 turnovers. He's got to take that jump shot.
Artest. And Rebounded by Richardson. Here comes Hill. Lost the grip. Able to save it. Batted by Bryant, but Richardson hanging on. Nash getting the screen from Stoudemire. Pops it back to Richardson for three. Yes.
Well, he is right off to where he left off, I should say. He has been brilliant in these playoffs, Marvin. He's 34 of 66 from the three-point line. He is shooting the ball as well as anybody in the NBA.
And not shot well from downtown in the regular season against the Lakers. Fisher, and the rebound is handled by Hill. Nash met by Artest. Here's the lead. Lopez blocked. Robin Lopez, who has not played since late March because of the back spasms. Bynum not able to handle it, slapped away. And Stoudemire hands to Nash. Stoudemire putting a move on Fisher, draws the foul.
Grant Hill with a terrific save. That ball looked like it was going out of bounds. He saves it, and now you get all these cross matches, and no one gets out to Jason Richardson. Kobe Bryant has got to stay attached to him the way he is shooting the basketball. And, you know, Marv, with his Phoenix Suns team, they're still very much an up-tempo team, but they're not what you would call a great fast-breaking team now. They're an early offense. They look their offense. They keep the pace of the game up. Steve Nash talked to John Thompson about that in an interview. They're not that, 7 seconds or less to shoot team now.
Yeah, Alvin says now 12 seconds or less. Mari Stoudemire did not play particularly well against the Lakers during the regular season. In fact, had turnover problems against that big LA front line.
Well, he shot 46% against the Lakers, 56% against the rest of the league. That's what the size did to him, as well as those turnovers that you spoke about.
Fisher, the Lakers, with their first field goal. Richardson, that was deflected short. Artest got a piece of it. And a foul is called. Bryant is hit. Non-shooting foul called on Richardson.
And we'll keep our eye on Robin Lopez. Alvin Gentry thought he could probably play about 3 or 4 minutes here early before he would be winded. But that's what Steve Nash wants to do. Get in the lane and drive and kick. And a nice close that time by Artest to get a hand on that shot by Jason Richardson.
Al-Bussard over Robin Lopez. For Lopez, it is his playoff debut, his first game since March the 26th. Played very well during the regular season, although he took no injuries. Oh, Nash able to hit over Fisher.
Vintage Steve Nash, as you watch the game, he loves to play in behind the basket. He drives that baseline, and he'll make a lot of those passes out to three-point shooters. That time, he squared up and knocked down his own jump shot. Phil Jackson said they want to attack Jason Richardson. If Artest is going to be played by him, they want to go in the post. They want to make Richardson work on defense.
Nash gets it to Lopez. Steve Nash with a nice pass, and Robin Lopez with the field goal. Kobe Bryant coming off an outstanding series against Utah. In fact, over the last 5 playoff games, averaging better than 32 points. He's missed his first 2 shots. And putting moves on Fisher, is able to stay in front of him.
You're going to see about 60 pick and rolls a game. That time, Amari Stoudemire slipped a pick and a bad pass by Steve Nash.
Fisher on a crossover, in his way to draw the foul. Fisher hit by Nash, and Derek will get to the line. Reminder, a look at the upcoming national television schedule on ESPN tomorrow, starting at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's the NBA Draft Lottery, followed by the Eastern Conference Finals Game 2 with Boston and Orlando, and then TNT Wednesday will be right here at Staples in LA. The Western Conference Finals Game 2 between the Suns and the Lakers. There was a report earlier in the day. Phil Jackson had said he's considering retirement after the season. We talked about it with Phil. He said the statement was made weeks ago after a long, tough series coming off a road trip. At this point, he said he's not sure what next year holds in store. His contract is up. There has been some talk as Hill flips it up. Lopez is right there.
Well, that's what Lopez brings this team. Now, that's 2 rebounds that he's gotten inside. One he was able to put back, one he wasn't. And then he also had a nice little pass from Steve Nash. So you've seen 2 field goals already by Lopez in the paint.
Artest for 3. Ron Artest, who had a breakout game 3 against the Jazz, including 4 from downtown after having his difficulties. Only 7 for his previous 42 from beyond that three-point line. Able to knock down a 3. Foul was called on Gasol as to see Artest wide open.
Well, Alvin Gentry told us before the game he's going to get a lot of open shots because Jason Richardson's going to try to help in the post. That time he was